Well, greetings, brothers and sisters, and welcome to BBP. This week, we're going out with the old and in with the new. Keep watching. Well, thank you for joining me here today. It seems like every week in this country, the division between love and hate just gets wider and wider. I've not seen this kind of polarization of people along political and social and religious lines. We judge, we categorize, we accuse, and worst of all, we hate people who disagree with us. Now, hate is a really strong word, and certainly there are some things we should hate, but that's not where I'm going with this. I'm talking about the kind of hatred that's quick to judge, quick to accuse, point fingers, quick to place the blame without having all the facts. It's the kind of hate that suggests we've forgotten how to love, if we ever knew how to in the first place. That's just one of the many reasons why we need a Savior. During his ministry here on earth, Jesus was all about loving people. And he knew that down through the ages, we were going to struggle to love people we disagree with. That's why he made love a commandment and not a suggestion. And he didn't tell us who to love and who not to love. There's no clause for the unlovables in our lives or in this world. Now, in the book of 1 John, in chapter 2, he makes it clear that if we don't love our brother, meaning people, then we have not been born again, plain and simple. He tells us in verse 6, listen to these words. Whoever claims to live in him must live as Jesus did. Well, Jesus lived a life of love, and we should too. He goes on, Dear friends, I am not writing you a new commandment, but an old one, which you have had since the beginning. This old commandment is the message you have heard. Yet I am writing you a new commandment. Its truth is seen in him and in you. Well, which one is it, John? Is it an old commandment or is it a new commandment? Well, the commandment he's talking about is to love. We'll see that in verse 10. But it's an old commandment because in the Old Testament, we are told to love our neighbors as we love ourselves and to love God with all our heart, soul, and strength. But it's a new commandment because when Jesus arrived, he showed us what that love looks like in the flesh. He gave us an example to follow. And he raised the standard because he defined who our neighbor is. And you can read all about that in the story of the Good Samaritan. As I said earlier, he didn't categorize this or place restrictions on who we are to love. And that's my encouragement to you today. How are you doing in this area of love? Are you finding it difficult to love people you disagree with? Is the mainstream media creating in you a chasm of prejudice against certain people? Our culture and our media will never stop telling us who to love and who to hate. If we have any chance at all of obeying the commandments of Jesus to love people, we've got to stop listening to what the world tells us and start filling our minds with what God says about love. His type of love will not only change your life, it will change the whole world. A short but sweet video of encouragement for you today. If you have any questions or comments, please don't hesitate to let me know. I'm praying for you every day, and I'll be back next week with another new video. Until then, keep your eyes on Jesus and not on your troubles. Thank you.